Watching Megamind through Hal's point of view made me realize that he's actually the biggest hypocrite in the entire movie. So I present to you the POV of Hal Stewart. Now I want you to imagine for this video that you're a 28-year-old man living in one of the most booming cities in the world. Your career consists of being a cameraman, and you've just clocked into another beautiful day at your job. Most of your work consists of you keeping that camera steady as you record your coworker for a news station. As you check your camera, day to day, this is what you see in front of you. And today is no different. So after your coworker Roxanne's segment has ended, you think that you can impress her by being on her side, saying this.
Okay, the stuff they make you read on air, that's unfreaking believable.
I wrote that piece myself, Hal.
Oh crap, you realize you messed up. So how do you fix this? Oh, I know. Better lie and take everything back that you just said to win back her favor. Roxanne tells you a nice save, and in your head you're thinking, yes, she fell for it.
Let's just get a coffee or something.
Come on, it's time to get in the Metroman Day spirit.
Ugh, did she hear what you just said? In your head you're thinking, I just asked her out, and all she can talk about is Metroman and his day. Well, since a coffee date didn't work, I guess the only other option is to go back to sucking up and pretending that you would be different than anyone else. You repeatedly tell her that you'd keep her safe. You continue telling her these promises and turn around to briefly rest your camera on the van gently. You are fumbling over your words at this point, but you just want to let her know that you would keep her safe. But by the time you turn back around, she's gone. Where did she go? I mean, you were just in the middle of a speech. Well, this is awkward, considering the fact that you just promised you'd watch her and keep her safe, and you've already broken your word. So what's the next move? Well, you continue your job as a cameraman, of course. Get the best angles and shots of Metroman. This is his day after all, not Hal Stewart's day. So after you get your footage of Metroman, you wander around looking for Roxanne. It's broad daylight, how the hell did she just vanish? All of a sudden you see darkness ascend upon the land and you are swallowed in a crowd of people. You see that Megamind, the villain, is up to no good and you hear citizens boo him, and you're probably thinking the same thing. But you gotta hold your composure to get the best footage possible for your job as the cameraman. So you glance up and you realize that Roxanne is captured. That's where she went. It's a scary situation, but you've seen this happen before. This isn't the first time this has happened to Roxanne, and you are confident in the superhero Metroman. He is the symbol of your city and he's never lost. However, today something catches you a little off guard. As you're watching the broadcast, you see Metroman die during combat. In your head, you're thinking, what the hell is going on? Today is turning out very different and disastrously. You ring up your boss telling them what happened, and the boss tells you that you need to rush downtown and get footage and record what Megamind has to say now that he's taken over the city. The boss tells you that there's gonna be a lot of media, so you better head down there. It's crowded, so you do just that, and you bump into Roxanne. She's somehow free. You hear a voice next to you, and it's Roxanne asking Megamind a question, and you immediately turn your camera to her before anyone else had the chance to. I mean, you were quick with that turn. You are grinning in this moment and enjoying the presence of Roxanne. In Hal's head at this point in the movie, he's thinking, wow, she's just amazing. Yeah, the stakes of my city and my own survival are at risk here, but look at her beautiful dress. Anyways, Hal hears Megamind tripping over his speech, and he's kind of confused as to what's going on here. Did Megamind just leave everyone outside? Oh well. Alright, it's time for Roxanne and me to slip away and do a news take on what has transpired. After filming has wrapped up, Roxanne tells you that she'll see you tomorrow. And in your head you're thinking, oh crap, this is my chance. It's late. I don't want to go back home to an empty apartment. I don't want to endure another lonely night. I need to make my move now. So you invite her to a party at your house. See, the coffee date idea didn't work because Metroman stole all your glory. But now that he's dead, this is the perfect time not to mourn or comfort Roxanne, but to instead try to make a move and invite her to a party at your house with a DJ.
I don't know, Hal. I don't really feel like being around a bunch of people.
Ah, dang it. She doesn't want to be around a bunch of people right now. Hal doesn't think to ask Roxanne how she's doing at all. He just keeps asking her out on date after date. Your moves aren't working. She keeps repeating no after no. And at this point, your heart is beating out of your chest. You want a chance to wow her and show her that you are a cool dude. Unfortunately, she rejects all of your proposals, telling you that she has more work to do, which is crazy because the work has already ended. rejected, and they both know that. So it's confirmed. You've been rejected for the millionth time. And now it's starting to get to you, for real. You are tired of being alone. You seriously start to question yourself in this moment. What the hell is wrong with me? Why am I so different from everyone else? Why is it so hard for me to find love? I don't want to go home alone again. Something oozes out of your body. An intense amount of rage prompts you to smash the KMCP news van.
What's wrong with me?
In fact, you hit it so hard that it damages your wrist and possibly broke one of your fingers. You call the van stupid, as if it was its fault, even though it's clearly an inanimate object. Whenever something bad happens to Hal, it's never his fault. It's someone else's, even if they're not even alive. So you end up breaking your finger, and it's time for you to drive away with one arm. You hit a light pole and speed away. You drive back to your apartment to play video games all night. You think a little bit about the day and how messed up it was, but the real thing on your mind is how much you wish you could be with your coworker Roxanne. You've been trying forever and nothing seems to work. In solitude and sadness and the darkness of the night, you think to yourself, why am I not happy? I'm doing everything right. I'm not getting any results. Today was different. I was bold enough to take a risk and ask her out blatantly, and it still did not work. In your bedroom, you think to yourself, wow, it's hard to meet people. Now pause. I always find it interesting that this movie was way ahead of its time. You gotta remember that dating apps did not exist yet in this world. The only way to meet people was through in-person interactions. How do you feel about that, viewer? Sometimes I wonder how the movie would have been if it was created in this modern world. Anyways, Hal drifts off into sleep, and tomorrow he'll be ready to clock into another day of work. You wake up, it's a new day, and that means a new attitude. So Roxanne and you go out to find Megamind's lair. You two need to find out where he's hiding, and you gotta make sure you have your camera in hand. At this point, you don't really understand everything that's happening. Roxanne is kind of the brains of this operation, but you do realize that Megamind is the villain. That'll have to work for now. During this, you're still fantasizing about her, and your brain goes into la-la mode for a couple seconds. But that couple of seconds was kind of crucial because you lost track of her again.
Roxanne? Oh, no, not again.
All that talk about keeping her safe was a bunch of baloney. Alright, time to do what you did before and try to look for her. Gosh, where could she be? You hear a strange noise, and bam, it felt like a bee flew up your nose. Ouch, it's hurting and you feel a little funny. Roxanne directly asks you what happened and you tell her, but you think this is also a good time to let her know that you were trying to save her life. In your head, you're thinking, yeah, if I keep dropping hints of how much I care about her, I know that one day she'll realize that I am the perfect guy for her. So, after stretching the truth, Hal sees a guy behind Roxanne, and he is not impressed. I mean, she literally introduced this rando as her partner. Oh, heck no. Hal's thinking, I've been working with Roxanne for years.
I'm her partner. She doesn't know what she's saying. She's been through a traumatic experience.
And gosh, this is finally when Hal has realized that she's been through a traumatic experience. Now he brings it up. It only took someone else in the picture and the possibility of him losing Roxanne to that person for it to click in his mind that, hey, she's been through a traumatic experience. Yeah, it would have been great if we asked her how she was doing, but nah, just did not happen. Didn't cross his mind. So what the hell? Is she hugging him? That guy's a total nerd. Look at his glasses. I've never seen Roxanne hug me like that. At this point, you don't know how to process this, so you're just gonna call everybody weird, because that hug should have been for you. You get back in the van, and Roxanne is the only one driving this time. She's doing you a solid and dropping you back to your apartment. You say goodbye, and she said, see you tomorrow, Hal.
I'll leave the door unlocked in case you want to check on me later.
Once again, you can't just end the interaction normally. You must interject subliminal messages in hopes that one day she'll finally fold. Ouch, your nose is still hurting, and you gotta stop this bleeding, so you tilt your head upwards as you try crossing the street, and you trip over absolutely nothing. This is a weird day. The road was clear. You didn't see anything in front of you. Whatever it was must have been invisible. What the heck is even happening in this city? Oh well, time to go home and try to relax. You tend to your wounds and boom! You don't know what happened, but all you're seeing is black, and a voice outside is screaming,
Hal Stewart, prepare for your destiny!
At you. So you clench your pillow and you realize that this is probably a robbery. Hal is thinking, how do I not die here? Oh, I know, I'll send the threat to someone else.
The lady across the hall has way better stuff than me.
I also think that it's so bizarre that Megamind is even at my place right now. flash of light awakens you, and you feel different. You're stronger and taller. You don't know what's going on, but you feel different. You feel good. My memory. The only thing that's off is what's happened a couple minutes ago. Did someone break into my house? I don't remember anything. I don't remember who it was or what even happened. Now you're seeing a strange being in front of you who claims to be your father, which you interpret to be your space dad. You also see your space stepmom. You can't tell whether you're dreaming or living in reality. I mean, you looked like absolute crap before, but now everything has changed. Your father tells you that you are on track to being the next hero. Father promises a lot of things: heroism, strength, but most importantly, you won't have to suffer the pain of being single anymore. Once you prove to the girl that you are enough, you will have her heart and the rest will be history. Your dad promises these amazing things that will happen to you. Well, he can't be lying. I mean, look at the energy that I've received. You can feel the power bursting through your veins. You can't control it. You just want to boom, burst through your own apartment and celebrate this glorious day of being a hero. You chant it out loud, but unfortunately your first act as a hero has already put people in danger. Not even an hour after receiving these powers, Hal has already caused a traffic pileup, and he appears to be lifting a car with an elderly man and his wife, while he is in the backseat violently shaking them, non-maliciously. If I were to slip back in his shoes, it would appear that he doesn't really care that he's making them uncomfortable because he's so ecstatic about his new abilities. You see people clearly backing away, but that's okay. You're gonna save them one day anyways. They gotta accept it. All right, let me have my fun. Fast forward, and now it's training time. We gotta test these new powers out. I don't know what abilities I have, and it's a little hard to control it. At this point, Hal is just kind of firing off combos randomly, like a kid that smashes buttons on a controller trying to win a video game. Anyways, you gotta keep in mind that your enemy was presented as Megamind, and Dad is training you to defeat him one day. No mercy. Melt his face. Oh, cool. This is what flying feels like? As time progresses, you get a little bit more comfortable with your powers. But to be honest, you don't really know the extent of what you can do. You're just kind of going with the flow here. Whatever you can successfully maneuver, so be it. Later in the day, after a hard day of training, your dad gives you a gift that you mistakenly think is your son. Until he corrects you, telling you it's your new costume. Space Dad asks if you have anyone special in your life.
Not yet, but there's this really, really good looking one I've got my eye on currently.
You're daydreaming while simultaneously actually looking at the person you're talking about that you would like to be with one day. You spy on her from the bench, and you can see exactly what she's doing. It kind of looks like she's trying to crack a puzzle. Oh well. You're just in awe of her beauty. And in combination with Space Dad telling you to believe in romance and how it's so inspiring, he literally tells you that all you gotta do to get her is save her life. And in your head, that makes a lot of sense. Hell yeah, Dad. One day, Roxanne will be mine. I mean, things are looking up for me. I got my family. I'm about to find the love of my life. I'm about to be the superhero of Metro City. This is amazing. All right, so you wait a little bit until nighttime, and you come up with a plan in the meantime of how you're going to impress Roxanne. With your new body and superpowers, there's no damn way in hell she'd say no. All right, so now the sun is set and it's time for you to kick that plan into action. But before you execute anything, you have to make sure to put on a mask so she doesn't recognize your face immediately. That's important. All right, here we go. Let me slide up behind her and tell her that my name is Titan. You try to wow her with a lot of flowers. Unfortunately, you realize you didn't actually do your homework to figure out what Roxanne actually liked, and it turns out that she does not like those flowers. In your head, you're thinking, oof, she doesn't like flowers? What woman doesn't like flowers? I'm trying to be romantic. Whatever. God, I'm an idiot. I didn't even take time to figure out what she liked.
You don't like flowers? Okay, forget the flowers.
What do you want?
He just decides to throw the flowers out of his sight. Hopefully that doesn't kill anyone. Flowers didn't work, so time for plan B. You tell your coworker that you're going for a flight around town, and it's not a suggestion. You immediately grab her by the waist and utter the words, "Let's get to know each other first," so that she knows that you're a good guy. Only a nice person would say that.
Get to know each other first. This This must be very thrilling for you.
Only a nice person who isn't just trying to get physical with someone that they're dating would say that. Nice. You're playing it cool. You read a bunch of books on romance, comic book villains, and even though you didn't give her a chance to respond, you taking her for a flight around town is gonna work.
You are lucky to have such a great hero here. Oh no! Somebody do something!
Oh, she's eating this up during this flight. The only logical thing to do is drop her from thousands of feet in the air at nighttime. She's screaming in joy, and you decide to give her verbal diarrhea that she is lucky to have you, because otherwise she would have been dead. She fell from in the sky. You had nothing to do with that. It's just playful, fun banter at the end of the day. You have powers, okay? However, your coworker screams and tells you to put her down, and you actually feel that scream in your damn bones, so you decide to rest her at the top of the building. Aha, this might be the perfect setting to get romantic. Roxanne tells you that you're crazy, and you respond, yeah, I'm a little crazy for you. She still doesn't know who you are, and you actually forgot you had your mask on, so you decide to take it off, and she is shocked. Hal is no longer a loser. You're a man.
Isn't this great? Now there's nothing keeping us apart.
No, it's not great.
In Hal's head, he's thinking, something weird is happening. This woman is telling me that my transformation is not great? Oh, whatever, I'll just play this off as our first fight. But something clicks in his brain when she says the words, there is no us.
We're like an old married couple.
Look, there is no us, okay? There will never be an us.
But I have powers. I have a cape. I'm the good guy.
You are a good...
Your heart is starting to beat really fast, but for the wrong reasons. Then she finishes off that sentence with, there will never be an us, which just closed off any possibility of Hal and Roxanne dating in the future. From his perspective, this is not good news. If you were Hal, you would be feeling a strange sensation. You try to make amends and reinforce that you have powers, like you're the good guy. Remember Metroman? Anyone? He was good and everyone loved him. Again, a strange feeling jolts through your body.
Listen
You're
to me.
supposed to be with me.
I'm trying to warn you. Hal?
It's tight.
Why doesn't she want to be with me? I worked too damn hard for this crap. I'm no longer the loser named Hal. I am Titan. And you scream at her in anger and sadness. You tell her that you're supposed to be together in a relationship. You plead and plead, but she says no. This causes you pain. Now, this is where things get interesting. Because she slighted you, and because she hurt you, you want to hurt her by leaving her at the top of the knowing damn well she can't get down in the middle of a cold, dark night. Ridiculous. Well, not ridiculous to you, but still. This is very dangerous, and you know this. But, dude, she don't want to be with me, so I'm just gonna, So Roxanne is stuck at the top of the building, and in Hal's head, he doesn't know exactly what he wants to do with her. His brain is glitching at this point. Things don't really make sense. So as he flies upwards through the cloud, he makes sure that he uses his vision to track Roxanne. Pause. A lot of people don't realize that Hal was watching Roxanne the entire time. Unpause. If you were in Hal's shoes, your vision would be able to see her clearly, even at incredible distances. You see that she's able to get down from the building somehow, and you follow her. You're not really sure where she's going. It's kind of late. We just had this crazy episode. You don't know what your intentions are with her just yet. You just want to follow her at nighttime. And she walks into a building. It appears to be a restaurant, and you see something shocking at the window. You see everyone in love. Once again, you wonder, what's wrong with me? How is it that everyone else is able to find this love thing except me? And there's a twist. You see Roxanne with the same man from before, who she claimed to just be her partner. In your head, you're thinking, this man doesn't have muscles, superpowers, and he even wears glasses. How in the world is he able to score a date with Roxanne, the person I've been trying to since I started working for the news? This causes immense sadness, and you decide to fly away. On your way back home, you decide to rob a bank. You decide to even rip an ATM machine directly out of its position and bring it back home. Who the hell's gonna stop you? You probably proclaim in the air that you're done being a good guy. It's just not worth it. For what? What's the point? Anyways, you're on your way back to your apartment, and you resort to playing video games and eating pizza. Gosh, what a weird day. But with a clear head tomorrow, You'll probably figure out something to do about this situation. You don't really know where life is gonna take you at this point, but you sure as hell know you don't want to be no damn hero anymore. So the sun is up and you're still playing video games, but you hear a loud bang. You're hearing a lot of banging outside. And then finally you hear a boom.
Would Metroman have kept me waiting? Of course not!
Someone broke into your apartment, and it's Megamind, who is the villain. And you're actually very happy to see him. Oh, hell yeah. Megamind showing up now? Wait till he hears what I gotta tell him. You know what? Life ain't working out for me. This hero stuff is BS. And you tell Megamind you're down to join him. You see that Megamind's a little confused as to why you're playing video games when you should have been fighting him and being an actual hero. But he's kind of interrupting your level. You're trying to beat this game. Megamind needs to shut up. Eventually, you are being questioned and you finally admit that you took the hero gig to actually get a girlfriend. You were never serious about saving people at all, which is pretty evident to your first act, which caused a car crash.
I think we should team up.
You wait. What?
In Hal's head, he realizes that they both have powers, and with no one to stop them, since Metroman is literally dead, they can become the lords of the city.
I'm the villain! You're the good guy! I do something bad, and you come and get me.
Now what the heck is Megamind talking about here? Why is he telling me that I'm a good guy, and why is he wondering why I want to be a criminal? Isn't he supposed to be happy that I want to hurt people just like him? Megamind now claims that he was your space dad, and you think this is a bluff. My dad would never trick me like this, but he did. He lied to you. Okay, so losing a girl was one thing, but losing a family, now I'm really pissed off. And it's revealed that Megamind was the guy kissing Roxanne? Forget me joining his side. Megamind has to be destroyed now. It's time that Metro City pays. I'm tired of being laughed at. So you're on your way to kill Megamind, and yes, I said the word kill. It's time to put that training into action. Huh? It feels like the Hulk just tapped my right shoulder. Into 1 second, Hal is knocked into another restaurant where you can see yet another couple enjoying themselves eating delicious food. But Hal doesn't have time to process that. He doesn't even look at them. He's genuinely pissed off here. He sneezes those chopsticks right out of his nose and backs out of the wall to hunt down Megamind. At this point, you're losing the battle. This is your first real fight, Hal, and you are by no way close to Metroman's skills at all. I don't even think you realize how much powers you actually have, but that's probably a good thing. However, as the fight progresses, you feel more comfortable in your blows and combos. However, the only thing holding you back is the rage, or maybe that's exactly what's giving you the edge in this battle. Right now, it's still uncertain. Megamind might be a little goofy, but you can tell that he is a decent fighter.
This one's for stealing my girlfriend.
You gotta let this man know that this is for stealing your girlfriend. Each pound is for something he did. One is for him tricking you with Space Dad, and one is for him making up the whole stepmom thing. Megamind finally tells you that he's ready to give up and go to jail. I mean, you got the guy cornered, man. You basically won. And in your head, you're thinking, oh no, you're not attending jail. You're gonna be joining the dead. Deep down, you know this is something Metroman would never do, to actually kill Megamind, but you're not Metroman. Aw, crap, he slipped out of your grasp. So you chase him down and cause multiple casualties along the way, like the driver of this vehicle dying from the explosion, and many others. But meh, you're not even gonna glance back and check to see if they're okay. You're just adamant on destroying Megamind. As you're about to finish off the job and punch him into oblivion, all you see is darkness. A strange force has captured you. Can't see anything, but you hear a faint laugh outside. And then you hear something about copper and that you're powerless against it. You are pissed.
It's made from copper.
Your whole life, you've probably been laughed at and made the fool. People look down on you, you've been rejected. And this boils over. You punch straight through the copper. And you hear the word Metroman from Megamind, and you tell him you gotta stop comparing me to that guy. Well, time to use his weapon against him. You throw the copper right back at Megamind as he runs and hides. You threaten him, telling him that you'll find him, and you hear praise from the citizens of the city.
We're saved! We're saved! What's your name, new hero?
However, you're still pretty pissed off. after what's been happening to you this entire month? And the mayor thinks that everything's okay, but you make sure to tell him, nah, you're screwed, dude. In your head, you're thinking, nobody can touch me at this point. You continue zapping buildings and causing destruction to a place you once called home, all because Roxanne said no. After all, she's the only woman for you, so everyone's got to pay, apparently. You are pleased with what you are doing, and as you float in the air, you hear a name that shocks you. Using your vision, you see it's Roxanne, and you rush to the ground. In your head, you're thinking, finally, she realizes how cool I am, and she wants a second chance, but nah, it's over with. But Roxanne actually reveals that she came to stop Hal. Now, he's thinking to himself in this moment, that's very laughable because, to his knowledge, Roxanne has no powers.
You and I, we worked together for a long time. I know you.
But he's thinking, why is she telling me that she knows the real me? I mean, Titan is the real me. In Hal's shoes, in his mind, these comments trigger him. He claims that she never took the time to get to know him.
You never took the time to know me? This is the first time we've hung out socially, and it's when I'm about to destroy the city.
Now, I want to pause here really quickly. Okay, after rewatching this movie from the perspective of Hal Stewart alone, I now take back what I said on my previous videos, where I was kind of getting on Roxanne's case, because this was the first thing I was like, okay, Hal actually might have a point here. They really didn't go out. That line hit pretty hard. But seriously, going back and taking my notes and rewatching this movie, that comment saying that she never took the time to know him, it's actually the other way around. Guys, Hal is the one who never took time to get to know Roxanne. He didn't know that she didn't like flowers. He didn't even ask her a simple "how are you doing" and how she's feeling after experiencing such a traumatizing event. And it's because Hal sucks. You suck! All right, let's get back to the POV. So he hears Roxanne tell him that she misses the old Hal who likes being a cameraman and eating dip. And in his brain, he's thinking, I don't like when she brings up the word Hal. It's almost as if he's disassociating himself with what he used to be, not realizing that he is Hal. Now, for a brief moment, you are taken back from these comments.
I want to talk to the guy who loves being a cameraman and eating dip.
Life was more simple back then, and there's no turning back the clock on the atrocities I've inflicted on my fellow citizens. In his head, he almost lingers back to the old Hal, who almost maybe wants to go back to better times. But as he was about to make that connection, a dark spirit flooded his mind, grabs her by the waist and flies upward into the sky, and this time tying her to a building so that she can't escape. Hal decides to grab his camera equipment and start filming Roxanne to give a message to Megamind. It's a threat and a challenge.
Don't keep me waiting.
He wants to bait him out of hiding so that he can finish the job. In his head, he's thinking that this is the perfect strategy to take out two birds with one stone. It's time for you to put on a broadcast for the entire city to see. You remind everyone that Roxanne Ritchie is the woman who broke your heart, and you are the victim, not her.
Metro losers, this is Metro Tower. This woman ferociously ripped out my heart.
You loosen the structure of the building so that it will collapse and end her life. She screams your old name, and again you meet her for the final word. Since this is the end, that building will collapse. She says right in front of your face to not do this, and that there's still good in you. At this point, you're thinking that she's stupid. Why the hell is she so naive? You're not even hiding that you're a piece of crap at this point, and she's still saying she believes in you. You keep on ranting, trying to tell her that she is gullible, and the sky darkens. You fly up to check it out, and you see that it is Megamind. You have a little banter, and you see that he actually managed to grab Roxanne in time, so you decide to actually throw a building at the two. Two birds with one stone? Well, two birds with one building. You see the building hurl towards them, and you're thinking, gosh, this is gonna be epic. I don't even have to get down there to see this. With my vision, I can watch this in HD. That building is gonna hit them any second now. You know what? Let me fly down to check it out. Aw, crap. I didn't get them. Oh well. Time to kick a bus directly in her path. This is it. Strangely enough, the bus splits in half, and it's Metroman? But he died. What is going on? Metroman was alive this entire time? He faked his death? You don't have time to process this, because you realize that if Metroman is back in the picture, you're screwed. You remember all those news reports you did on Metroman and what he's capable of, and you also know he's never lost a battle, and this confirms it since he's somehow still alive. As soon as he flexes his calf muscles, you shiver in fear. Now that there's someone to match your power, you decide to run away with your tail between your legs. Yeah, you're not gonna take your chances with that guy. So what if people call you a coward? You know that if you faced Metroman, you'd be pulverized. Unfortunately, you're kind of panicking and you realize your speed can never match Metroman, and he catches you. As he's about to punch your face, you plead for your life, and he gives you a direct order to stay out of Metrocity for good. You are never allowed back. This is amazing news. Thank you, Metroman, for saying that. That means I can get away with everything.
Stay out of Metrocity.
You got it.
For good.
You immediately accept his request and fly away to a new city. As you're flying away, you're thinking about how insane it is that Metroman is even alive. You're playing back that scenario in your head over and over, thinking that you're lucky that you escaped. A lot of things are going through your head as you fly into a new city. Yeah, Roxanne is alive and Megamind too, but it's just not worth it anymore. I'm in danger if Metroman's in the picture, but you know, we're playing this interaction of Metroman, and you know, there's something odd that came out of his mouth. He said the word Metrocity, and there's only one person, not even a person, a clown in that town that used that phrase over and over again. You realize that Metroman was really dead, and that Megamind had shapeshifted into him. It's not a 100% guarantee, but there's a high likelihood that this is possible. You need to confirm this hypothesis. You do a 180 and fly right back. Ooh, on the flight back, you're thinking and calculating. Even if I'm wrong, the worst they can do is send me away again. They didn't send me to jail or destroy me. No, they let me off easy. So even if I'm wrong, I'll just fly back away and pretend that I am remorseful. And also, I'm not gonna fly directly back. I'm gonna keep my distance of about 400 miles. I'll be able to see if he has shapeshifted back into Megamind before I risk my life like this. And nope. And as you get back within reach, you see Megamind's big head from behind. Metroman is nowhere to be seen. You were right. So now you really jolt back in there, full speed.
There's only one person I know who calls this town Metrocity.
Oops. There's gonna be no more laughing anymore. You're back to your original mission. Take over the city.
You did?
So as you're trying to fight Megamind, something weird happens again. Megamind literally disappears right in front of you. He vanished instantly. This is freaking weird. This is like what happened from before, but this time you actually see the motion that Megamind used. You assume he's jumping into something. You don't know what it is, but it could be a van, a car, a train. You don't know what you're doing, but you assume that if you rip off the handle or door, something might happen. Well, that worked, and Megamind is still not there, but you're seeing a seat, and you feel that he is, oh, there he is. Have a nice flight. You hear and see Roxanne chant the name Megamind, and she looks at you briefly, but runs to Megamind. Yeah, you're kind of confused. Does she still care about Megamind, the freaking villain? What is going on? That's it. She's chosen everyone except me. You fly towards her, and you're about to zap her. However, a weird object falls in the water in front of you, and you try to grab Megamind before he tries anything funny, but it's too late. You feel funny. You're reverted back to your old self, and you're dazed and confused looking up at the sky, hearing cheering and yapping. You lose consciousness and wake up in prison, where you are confined for the rest of your life. Hal let his obsession and entitlement blind him. He kept chasing a girl who clearly said no, and in the process he never noticed everything he was losing. He started off as a young man, making an honest living, resort to violence. Throughout this movie, it seemed like he wanted everything, but in the end, he was left with nothing. No powers, no girlfriend, not even a friend. Just the consequences of his own choices.